Gaming is culture.
You fucking whiny whore.
Gaming.
We can make politicians that make things affordable. Crime will drastically go down. Okay, then why do wealthy blacks commit more crimes than poor whites? That's not how crime works, bro. Sorry. Giving people more money doesn't suddenly get rid of crime. Like, you know, hate to break it to you, dude. Like, money is not the problem when it comes to criminality. What am I talking about when I say wealthy blacks? The highest income bracket. Here, I'll look it up real quick. Crime committed by race, by income. Oh, look, Google's AI overview. Crime and incarceration are strongly influenced by socioeconomic status and racial disparities in the criminal oh, yeah, bullshit. I don't fucking care. Suck my dick, Google. No, I don't want violent victimization. I want... Let's see. It's always so hard to find these statistics on Google because they don't want you to know about them. Alright, I think I got it. Yep, there we go.
I can't afford this shit!
Yeah, so you can see right here. So, how wealthy blacks commit more crime than poor whites. So, household income. This is 2006. So, it's probably worse now because crime has only gone up over the past 20 years. But, yeah, you can see less than $10,000 for household income. 7.2 whites commit homicide per 1,000. 32%, or 32 per 10,000, or 100, fuck, I cannot read. 32 per 100,000 black people, and then 3.2 per 100,000 for Asians. But if you compare the highest income group of black people compared to the lowest income group of white people, it's still 2 times higher at the highest income level. So it's not a money problem. So, why is it that poor Asians commit less crime than whites and black people? You know? You know, if money is the determination here, wouldn't this number be the exact same across the board, or at least similar? So, it has nothing to do with money. But yeah. That's just homicide, though. There should be one with all crime. Oh, yeah, there probably is, but this is the best illustration, because, you know, homicide is like the most primal of crimes, you know? You know, there's a huge difference between killing someone and stealing something, you know what I mean? So, you would think that if you have something to lose, you wouldn't want to kill somebody. But, I don't know, man. Just, you know, the truth. That's the stats, so numbers do not lie, generally speaking. You know, people love to misinterpret numbers or play willful ignorance, but that's an entirely different topic entirely. But, yeah.
I can't afford
It's
this
not
shit!
wealth, that's the problem. Who's making up the numbers? The people that kill other people. The literal people who are committing homicide, that's who's making up the numbers? Do you think that the Bureau of Justice just waves a wand and says, "This how many black people kill somebody"? Like, no, bro. It's the number of fucking people who have killed someone that determine that. So, if you want the number to go down, stop killing people. There you go. Problem solved. Oh my god. That's what determines the numbers. Oh my god. Dude, like, come on, bro. Stop. That's like saying, who determines how many inches of rain we got? I don't know, maybe the fucking rain? Like, No, somebody just made it up, bro. They decided this morning they were going to tell everybody that we got 2.5 inches of rain. No, they measured the fucking amount of rain we got over a 24-hour period. Oh, man. It truly is incredible. Jesus. Let's see. SNK nostalgia with the two. Play the NYC lady release Grape Criminal. I can see if I can find that, but is there like a certain channel that's on?
Kino Casino is back from
Is there a certain channel I should look for that on?
vacation and reacting to Jeremy's vlog, and this was shared with me by Pre-Dawn Corpse. Let's check it out.
Long gone with your wife.
Owe a lot to her friendship, and I'm so happy that she's in the place that she is in her life now and thriving and happy.
What?
Um,
He looks sad about it, actually.
I'm so happy.
Looking
that
at like
she's
he
there.
immediately
I'm really happy for Melanie. I'm really happy she found a man that she's happy with.
like put his head down, like looking at the felt, saying, "Yeah, I'm really glad that she's married to another man, and I don't have a chance with her anymore."
You know what, bro? I can't believe we didn't
I'm
even do this.
happy.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, watch this.
it's just good. So there are good people out there. There are good people out there,
Oh, he's playing the music. Let's go.
but they're really, really hard to find, and that's probably true in life. So
Oh my god.
yeah, I'm not going to tell Melanie I made this
And he's losing it. This is great.
video. She'll probably never see it, but I'm so thankful.
Wait. Hold on. Rewind. What?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell Melanie I made this video. She'll probably never see it, but I'm so thankful.
Wow.
Oh, no. So his only friend in the whole world,
You
his
can't share it with her.
true and most honest
I don't really see that as that big a deal. I mean, I wouldn't tell my friends, like, hey guys, make sure to check out my YouTube video.
and loyal
And he's gone. He's like,
Friend.
dude.
won't even bother to watch his vlog channel to check in on how his friends is doing.
They're gonna A-log his vlog.
I'm not even gonna tell her I made this video. I'm embarrassed. Fucking sad. Oh
He's pathetic.
my god, he's such a fucking loser, bro.
I did not expect this. She's
So the other reason chat's like, this is like a love letter, isn't it? Like this is so fucking sad, man. Like
He
this,
should have been like, I may not even upload this vlog. I don't want her to see it.
this is like a guy sitting down, right? And he writes out a love letter to his crush, and he's like, his tear.
D-Sock says, isn't he married? Yes, he is married. But he has said publicly that his wife's vagina smells like dirty fish and that he feels very alone. He doesn't even feel like he's with someone. He said these are things that he has publicly said about his relationship. And it's like fairly recently too. Like within the past 5 years, I think. Like, bro, I have no words. Like, holy shit.
Tears are falling on the parchment as he writes his true feelings for his best friend. And he looks at it and he just crumples it up and throws it away
Yeah.
after.
He walks
He's like,
home like,
she'll never love me. You know, like it's-
Nick Shirley. I can see if we have time for that. I don't know. Let me check how long it is.
Playing Dino.
he's just
this guy's
driving.
married.
Yeah, exactly. He's married. Imagine like I'm married. Imagine if I was making like a vlog video talking about another girl that I do a show with every day,
see.
being like, she's my only friend. Everyone else abandoned me, but this girl, she's just I don't know if
Which one? You said New York City? This one? The fraud, like, the market one?
I don't think she's gonna see this video, but oh my god, it's so pathetic, dude.
You're Mel. You're Mel. You're the love of my life. You led me to Jesus Christ, and you are helping me lose weight. And you're my only friend. And well,
Amazing. Holy shit. Let's carry on the quartering A-log.
Dude, you can call me a liar and manipulator all you want. It doesn't change the fucking facts. So, you know, to quote the late, well, I guess he's not late, the great Ben Shapiro, dude, my favorite right-wing political commentator by far, obviously. Facts don't care about your feelings, big man. It's just pure fucking cope at this point. You are purely coping right now. You said that fucking wealth disparity and income was the biggest, indicator of criminality. You were wrong. I proved you wrong. And now you want to sit here and cope like all of a sudden these literally factually proven numbers are incorrect because you didn't count the cases yourself. Okay, bro. Like, it doesn't matter because someone could give you the most fucking foolproof, completely airtight evidence imaginable, and if it doesn't fit your fucking worldview, you'll say, nope, that's not good enough, dude. That's not good enough. I don't agree. No, I can't verify. No, you are operating on a faith-based system at this point. You don't care about what the numbers say. You don't care about the evidence. You've already fucking made it up in your head, and that's the narrative you're sticking to. You are incapable of processing information and altering your opinion or viewpoint on something because you have a dogmatic, narrow view of what you think the truth should be and refuse to change it regardless of what information's presented. So there's no point arguing with you anymore because you're basically like a religious zealot. You don't care what evidence people provide. You just have your little worldview and nobody can tell you differently. So, goodbye.
See the Kino Grove saying, quote, everything has been greenlit. The quartering is ready to go for Walmart. I'm currently roasting the first batch. Wow. Okay. So he is going to Walmart, guys, as a third party seller probably, but here we go.
News, lots of things going on. Putting the finishing touches on getting my coffee company available at Walmart. That will be hopefully by the end of next month. Everything's been greenlit. I'm currently roasting the first batch that will go there.
As he's looking down at his pants, he says that. That's weird.
I'm currently roasting the first batch that will go there. We'll start with the 12-ounce bags.
Nah, I'm not going to mute him. I'm just going to let him yell into the void, so I'm just going to ignore him now.
And then
notice how he can't look at the camera while
he's dead to me.
He's telling you these things. Like, if this was actually a company that he owned in a building that he owned with beans that he actually roasted, like with his own hands, don't you think he'd be like showing videos and being very proud of this instead of just I am currently roasting them. I bet you are, bro. In between all your streams, you're roasting coffee beans. I bet.
Cups. And then if we do well there, I'll send the 5-pounders. Everything like that.
What a thrilling stream, by the way. Don Flaherty. Now it's, quote, hopefully by the end of August. This guy definitely got scammed by a fake rep. Haha. Kino Grove. Coffee Burn Coffee will now be available in Walmart by the end of August.
Or Tuesday. And we're rolling right through the week here on Wednesday. Huge shout out, by the way, to everyone that is supporting my coffee company. Soon to be available on Walmart. Hopefully by August, the end of August. We'll see. But for right now, you can...
Notice how he's being really intentionally vague about it. Like, it will be available at Walmart. Like, in store, Jeremy? Or under Walmart online third-party sellers that literally anyone can get something approved for to be put there. Two very different things.
Get it all on Amazon at buycbc.com. Our Blueberry Cobbler, our Dark Roast K-Cups are 30% off right now. We have 100% pure Kona, decaf, double calf, Ethiopian, Colombian, everything anyone could want. Whole bean ground and K-Cup. Your purchase directly supports the show, and it helps, well, support everybody that works here. So I'm so thankful to all of you. Now let's start with
everyone who works here, as it's just him talking to the camera. What do you mean by that? So Coffee Brand Coffee is paying for Melody Mac to be a part of your show because you're not making enough off your streams? I feel like you have a failing business corporation or a business strategy if that's what's happening right now. Kino Grove, huge streams. The quartering is coping that he is on a legendary run after getting copyright claim yesterday and unlisting thousands of shorts. Jer is still reading the Kids Guide's ads. Wait, what? Hold on.
You appreciate everyone tuning in and
brutal, man. Yeah, it's only a matter of time before people start copyright claiming those shorts. Like, he just straight up re-uploads shit, which, I mean, technically it's not wrong. You can do it, but...
being here.
His lack of motivation is surpassed only by Paul Tassi. Like, he feels like he doesn't even want to be there. Every single day, it's the same, just going through the fucking motions. I'm not even mad. I'm impressed. Like, how can you choose a job of being in entertainment and not be entertaining? And do it every single day in and day out, be fucking boring.
He took down the shorts on his channel, all of them?
Impressed.
Been having an absolute, been on a legendary run this summer. Huge streams, thousands and thousands of people every stream.
He took all of them down? Let's see. The quartering. Looks like they're still there. He might have taken down some, but it doesn't look like all. Yeah, Juan's a liar, dude. You're a liar.
I'm so thankful for all of you. Just, so thankful. It's been a crazy summer, but
Ever since I tried to take down those evil Kino Casino people, and then everyone started looking into my coffee company and finding out I wasn't doing everything above board, and I started getting a lot of complaints by the FTC and all the other issues happening. It's been a really crazy summer, guys. Yeah, this could have all been avoided if I just wasn't a douchebag.
things continue to move forward. There's a little bit of headwinds usually with that kind of stuff.
Like
People don't want to see you succeed, but in the end, the truth wins. And
That's right, Jeremy. In the end, the truth wins. At least he knows that. That's good. That's good.
kindness and goodness win. And so shout out to my haters. Appreciate you. Appreciate you tuning in.
I'm glad. At least I get a recognition that he appreciates this. So let the record show he appreciates this.
Before we get started, huge shout out to the Kids Guide. If you already got a dog at home, if you have a dog at home, you already know they're more than just a pet.
Like literally, bro, you're half-assing this so bad.
They're part of the family, they're your best friend. Well, it turns out America's founding fathers felt the exact same way. George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, and several of the men who helped build this
Like when it's called an ad read, he takes that very literally, like verbatim. Yes, it's an ad, and I read. There is no emphasis on any syllables. They're just words, and I put them together and read them.
country. All had loyal dogs by their side. Some people even traveled with them during the Revolutionary War and were there for some of the incredible moments in American history. When I found that out, that's actually a really cool way. I thought that's a really cool way to get kids interested in history.
This is the worst ad read I have ever heard someone read in my entire life. This one, he's read them before, and they were bad, but this is the worst one ever. Like full stop. I'd rewind it and play it again to point and laugh, but no, it's so boring. I'm not even gonna do that.
It turns out a company called the Kids Guide is already doing this. They had a guide called the Kids Guide to the Founders' Furry Friends, and it shares the true stories of the remarkable dogs that belong to America's founders. It's beautifully illustrated, easy for kids to enjoy, and it teaches them about the people who shaped our country through the stories of the
Boy quartering, I can't wait to buy this product that you're trying to sell to me right now. There's so much excitement in your voice. I'm sure it's gonna be an awesome product.
companions they love most. Let's be honest, kids getting excited about history isn't always easy.
All right, why are we grilling Quartering for his lack of enthusiasm over a fucking ad read? I mean, of all the things, like, come on, bro. He's just getting the fucking cash real quick. Like, let's not pretend that every YouTuber is ultra, super, uber passionate about whatever slop Chinese junk they're shoveling on their audience that day, like fucking Raycons or fucking Raid Shadow Legends, or I don't even know, bro. I don't watch promoted shit. NordVPN. Like, I don't know.
But tell them they're learning about George Washington's dog, and now you've got their attention. I thought it was a genuinely clever idea, and if you've got kids or even grandkids who love dogs, I think they'll have a lot of fun with this. They're running a special offer right now that includes a Kids Guide to the Founders' Furry Friends.
Holy crap, he's still going with this.
If it sounds like something you and your family would enjoy, head on over to freeusadoggift.com. That's freeusadoggift.com. Check that out. It's definitely a cool product.
That's it. He finishes the ad. So check that out. It's a cool product. Why is it a cool product? Fuck if I know. Doesn't matter. Just go with it. Just go with it. Jeremy Worthy says, Chrissy Mayer and Melody Max most affected. Quote tweeting Kino Grove. It's just a new grift. Quartering talks about his Magic the Gathering drama with female cosplayers and his fellow
Your ad read would be... That's why I don't do ad reads. So, yeah, I don't fucking do ad reads. Thank you very much. I've tried to never do them because I think, one, they take away from the video that you're making, and then, two, they're annoying for you and the audience to deal with.
female influencers. Not really repeal the 19th guy. I'm warming up to the idea. Oh God, I bet this is gonna go over real well with your co-host. Here we go.
The Ethos first did video games. Okay, first they came for our video games. They pretended to like video games.
Dude, I fully support this chick. You know, she's far more honest than all of these LARPing tradcon, grifting hoes that pretend to be Christian or pretend to be holier than thou. Like, this chick just spreads her fucking leg on camera, and it's like, you know what? I'm a whore. And you know what? I respect that to a certain degree. Because at least she's being honest.
Melody Mac, anyone?
They became fake streamers, and then they eventually
Melody Mac, anyone?
just, dropped the act and started doing hot tub streams. And
this is your crush? I mean, she is pretty hot, but I don't know. If she does, like, actual porn, not interested.
Hey, and I took that personally.
This other kind of stuff. First, they came for our video games. Then they came for card games like Magic the Gathering, and they got into that space cosplaying. By the way, I've been vindicated. Remember that girl that I said was a predator to young male Magic the Gathering players? Have you been around long enough to remember when I outed that person? Yeah, she is on OF now. Just like I always said she would be.
Jeremy, you sound a little jealous right now. Not gonna lie. Like you're here struggling, doing your reading the news.
You'd tap that any day of a skip year? Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I'd fuck her, but I don't think I'd date her if she's a whore. Like, there's a big difference between, pumping and dumping versus, dating.
Reading the ad reads, living a...
What if she shows pussy photos but no penetration? I don't know. I'd have to evaluate this material myself to make an informed decision.
Terrible by all accounts of life. And you're just talking about how, see these girls? They just do OnlyFans. They make more money than I do. That's not fair.
They move into primarily male spaces. They pretend to be into these things, and then they always end up being skanks or liberals anyway.
Jeremy, every topic you talk about, you pretend like you care. You don't even pretend. I'm giving you credit by saying you pretend to care about it. You don't even care about the topics you read. You literally wake up in the morning, look at what the news is, and be like, okay, that's a popular story. I'll just read that article. And like, that's literally what you do. And now you're throwing stones at glass houses, being like, oh, they just do this to pretend to be a part of it. I'm the one that really cares about it. Me, Jeremy Hambley.
I don't know her
This is
name,
conservative,
but we've
quote-unquote,
seen her on the
commentators too,
YouTube
by
homepage quite a
I
few
won't name names,
times.
but almost all of them are still feminists. When pressed, they're feminists. When pressed, they have secret group chats talking about misogyny. And I'm talking about some female.
Who watches this shit? Like, full stop. We're a minute and 11 seconds into this is a clip of his stream, of a clip of 4.5 minutes. I can't even watch 4.5 minutes of this. I'm like, dude, you are boring me. This is terrible. What is this? And this is the clip. This is the highlight. Holy shit, bro. Does it get any better?
YouTubers or
No one respects a whore. Dude, I have more respect for this whore than, any of these LARPing tradcon e-girls who pretend to be right-wing but are secretly covert feminists. So, your Melanie Mac types.
content creators, sorry,
He just sits there and just complains about these girls that do OnlyFans and are successful. And it pisses him off.
that are in, the hundreds, many hundreds of thousands of subscribers. I'm not a repeal the 19th guy, but the more of this stuff I see, the more I'm warming up to the idea.
Why don't you say that with Melanie Mac on stream with you, Jeremy? That would make for a fascinating conversation. I wish she was there for this. Although she'd probably just smile and nod and go, haha, wow.
I mean, this is somebody that is just a whore.
Whoa, holy, you better hope, Jeremy, you better hope that I win my lawsuit. You better hope I'm not found guilty, because whoa. Can we get that on record that he just said that about someone? Oh my God.
And there's no, okay, so she's saying, based stuff. Women, certain women, not all women, certain women get into these spaces because they know
Wait,
they're
did
full
he
of
have
women-
her OnlyFans
certain women, not all women.
open?
So, okay, so she's saying, based stuff. Women, certain.
Okay, it's a screenshot. I was about to say, did he have the OnlyFans pulled
No.
up? Wait. Instagram. All right, no, he didn't.
All women.
So there's her name, guys, if you're interested. Sav Cannon.
Certain women get into these spaces because they know they're full of lonely men.
Jeremy sounds like he's speaking from experience right now.
Those are the facts.
Those are the facts, Jack.
They get into these spaces because they know they're full of lonely men. And so they get into them. They pretend to like it. It's not hard, right? Every man has pretended to like a romance movie or a bad movie so that he could, maybe touch a tit after the movie.
I swear, this guy's something special.
How?
What's the opposite of a national treasure? Because that's whatever the quartering is. Holy shit. Do I keep going on these? Holy crap. The Keto Girl, quartering returns to stream for his tried and true black fatigue bait. Does not address any of the copyright claims he received. Here we go.
Death of 17-year-old Austin Metcalf at a Frisco track meet.
I certainly haven't seen a motion for new trial, even in serious felony cases, that goes into the level of depth.
Former Dallas County Assistant DA Bree West is not directly connected to the case, but explains that
She is. I can take one look at her and know which quote-unquote side she's on. I can take one look at her and maybe she'll prove me wrong, but I don't think so.
I mean, to be fair, I'm kind of with him on this. That's kind of based because look at her eyes. Not necessarily her skin color, by the way. To me, I'm looking at her eyes. The eyes give it away. It really does. The eyes are so telling.
I don't think so.
this is a
Yeah, they're too far apart.
strategic maneuver on behalf of the defense.
But wow, bro. But wow.
It's a sign of low IQ, by the way. When your eyes are super far apart like that, it's generally associated with lower average intelligence.
Let's find out about his. We'll leave it at this. His workout plan. The quartering explains his workout plan. This is going to be so thrilling and exciting. I'm sure you guys, if you haven't left yet, you're going to stay for the end of this.
My current plan is on Mondays is dumbbell bench press, 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps, then seated dumbbell shoulder presses, 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps, flat
So what this guy does,
dumbbell chest.
he just literally is a content mill, and he will just pump out anything.
So? Are we attacking the quartering's work ethic? Because that's one of his only redeeming qualities, I would say.
Content. It does not need to have any quality at all. He will just continually put himself out there over and over and over again to just be a monsoon of content so that the algorithm.
Everything's seated? Well, if you're doing arms and shit, most of that stuff is seated or reclined, so that's normal.
Are just he's just everywhere, no matter what you search. And in a weird way, it's actually a pretty impressive approach. Not gonna lie, but from like just a realistic perspective, this is This is lunacy. Like, get a life, bro. What are you doing?
fly, 3 sets of 8 to 12 reps, then seated dumbbell lateral raises, and then laying dumbbell tricep extensions all on Monday. Then back at it on Wednesday on the pull day with dumbbell rows, reverse fly incline bench, dumbbell pullovers, seated dumbbell bicep curls, and seated dumbbell hammer curls. Now, I literally had to Google every single one of these exercises
because I've never
Dude, I love hammer curls. I don't know. They're super satisfying to do.
lifted a weight in my life.
because I know how to do bench press, but I don't know really any of these other things. Form is important, and if you don't have the right form, then you can do damage. You can do more harm than good. I'm getting set up today, and I'm printing out an individual sheet for each workout that shows me how to do it. So I'll be starting on Wednesday. Friday.
Why don't you start right now? You're spending time recording a video when you should be working.
right,
Oh,
awesome.
what,
Thanks,
like
nigga.
this
All right.
excuses to kick the can down the road. So I'm going to start on Wednesday. Do it now, bro. What are you doing? Why are you waiting?
Is full body and arms with incline dumbbell bench press, chest supported dumbbell rows, seated Arnold press. I wonder if that's for Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't know. Bicep curls and then crunches. I got the list just hanging on the wall because I want to supercharge the weight loss. Sure, I'm relatively confident if I just stick to keto that the weight will fall off. And my goal is to lose 50 pounds by the end of the year, and 75 by my birthday in April, and then 100 by the end of next year.
No way that's happening. Wow, how about that freeze frame, by the way? But yeah, that is the latest round of the
He
quarter.
has a lot to lose, so he could definitely lose that much weight.
One more time on this, by the way. What are we doing? Oh, man. The dude is an endless content fountain, but at some point, you just gotta ask the question of, the hell is he doing? What even is this? What is this content? God.
Let's see. So SNK nostalgia with the 2 Nick time. Yeah, I just need to figure out which video you wanted to watch.
All right, awesome. Thanks, nigga. All right.
But yeah, just let me know which one. Let's see. Connect 200 with the 2. Did I flag my clips or my clips? Well, it's not my channel, but no. What happened is, and what's happened with other, iterations of it in the past, is YouTube detects that it's like re-uploading, other people's content. They have like this whole thing where they've targeted clips channels in general, where they just re-upload stream clips and demonetize them. So apparently it got flagged for reused content on YouTube's monetization system, and I think the guy who runs it just shut it down. So he said that he might make another one and would announce it on his Instagram. So just a heads up, but I don't know. I don't run that channel. I don't really have any involvement with it, but yeah, it got demonetized, so I think he just shut it down. Jesus with the 5. I've seen a ton of people on Twitter shit on gaming casuals for letting digital slide and letting games like South of Midnight flop. Incredible. Yeah, South of Midnight, a notoriously, a notoriously physical game, you might add. Yeah, all those physical sales of South of Midnight really stacked up, I'm sure, and, if more people would have just bought a physical, dude, then physical gaming would still be here. But yeah, it is fucking ironic, man. It is fucking ironic. Yeah, dude. We'd still have physical gaming if more people bought digital-only South of Midnight. That would have been the saving grace of the industry. Like, it's just so retarded. I think it did get a physical release at some point, but it might have been limited run. I'm not sure. I have no clue, to be honest. Once I finished South of Midnight, I never wanted to think about it again, so it was not very good. Incredibly boring. I think Fluffle Nugget runs the live archive channel, so... And yeah, he's in the chat every once in a while. Let's see. SNK Nostalgia with a 5. Nick Shirley talks to... Oh, okay, so this one, the communism. Alright. Yeah, we can check it out.
What do you think about the rise of communism here?
Slow it down a little.
inside of America.
You know what? It's not surprising.
But I think I'm pretty pro-communism. I'm pretty pro getting rid of prisons. I am married into a family who is...
I mean, I'm pro getting rid of prisons too, just not for the reason she thinks. I think we should just execute everyone who commits a crime rather than putting them in jail.
Communism, and we are far from that.
The Democrat socialists are just a form of communism.
Communism is primed for countries like England, America.
Communism never works, but it's such an easy idea. Here in America, communism is rising. Today we're going to be asking people here in New York City about the rise of communism, socialism, the Democrat socialists of America. There's lots of ideas that are going and being spread around across the United States that revolve around communism. So today we're asking people here in New York City, from college students to lawyers. We're talking to everybody about the rise of communism here inside of America. Let's get into it. Let's start talking to people here and wait till the very end because it gets very interesting. Let's go. Your laptop right here says, "This machine kills fascist."
Yeah.
Right now we have a rise of communism here inside of America. What do you think about the rise
of communism?
Communism ideas, socialist-like ideas. The DSA is very prominent nowadays.
I think it's...
He reads banned books, so he's a big fan of Camp of the Saints and, you know, many others.
good thing. I mean, you're in the home of democratic socialists in Greenwich Village. This is where it began and where it's thrived and where it's been thriving for over 100 years. So this is the home of it, and I hope it spreads through the country. The more that we take care of each other, the better we are collectively going to be.
Do you think if we tax the rich more, we'll have more resources to give out to those that need it?
Obviously, it's so freaking stupid. The billionaires are not paying taxes. And if they just paid their share, we would have healthcare for all, for instance.
And what do you think about, for instance, a lot of people say, like, we need to tax the billionaires more, but then we also see all this fraud that's taking place here inside the United States. Do you think if they just got rid of fraud, we'd have enough resources for everyone?
Just because some thieves are stealing some stuff doesn't mean that we should stop the system and stop taxing people and stop helping people. Just because some people cheat doesn't mean you should wipe out the system.
And since Zoran's taken office, there's been about a lot of millionaires and billionaires have left the city, and now it's estimated that there's like $11 billion that will no longer be able to get collected from taxes here inside New York City. Do you think by taxing the rich, more people will flee New York?
No, and I don't believe those numbers. Everybody wants to be here, so there's no reason for them to leave.
What do you think about the rise of communism here inside New York City?
Yeah, but they don't have to live there. That's the thing. You can rent in New York City and not pay any taxes at all.
City and across America.
It's deplorable. Absolutely deplorable that we're allowing this to happen. Everyone needs to just grow up and wake up.
What do you think about the rise of communism here inside the United States?
The rise of communism? That would be hard for me to answer unless we have a shared definition of communism.
Yeah, so for instance, right now here in New York City, they're now freezing the rent. They want Medicare for all. That's free Medicare. They want to tax the rich, redistribute the wealth. Zoran Mandami, he
That's not communism.
also wants prisoners to get released. He's trying to get rid of Rikers Island and abolishing private ownership in some cases as well.
Okay, thank you for this definition. My thoughts are pretty positive. I feel aligned. I can't really speak to specifics, but I think I'm pretty pro-communism.
Woman moment!
I'm pro making things accessible. I'm pretty pro getting rid of prisons.
How can you like to get rid of prisons?
Well, like the system of criminality is a very strange way to interact with, like, I guess humanity in general, and like things that...
Exactly. Crucifixion is the ultimate form of criminal justice.
As a species, we're not interested in, like,
The Romans had this shit figured out, guys. Send them to the Colosseum. Do you think the Romans had mega prisons and shit like that? Of course not. They had big round buildings where you could watch the people get eaten alive. And that's the way we should handle criminality. You know, modern problems require ancient solutions.
I think it's kind of backwards. And so I'm not certain what prisons are actually doing for our society. And so...
Would you like to have criminals out in the open?
Well, do I want criminals out in the open? Sure, I'm fine with that because the idea of a criminal is like a little bit funny to me.
Let's just say somebody who has raped a woman.
Totally.
Would you like them to be out in the street?
I think my answer is yes, even though that's a challenging answer to say.
So if you got raped, would you like your rapist to be out in the street?
Well, like, let me finish. Because I have been raped, and they are out in the street. And I'm not sure, like...
Define rape. Define rape. Like, this really ugly guy, like, talked to me and asked me for my phone number, and that was, like, literally me getting raped.
I'm going to jail is a solution to, like, whatever's going on inside their heart, or even my own heart that, like, contributed to that experience that I'm having. And I don't want more people to get raped, but I don't know for certain that going into a jail in the United States is going to shift anything inside of their, like, operating system so that they'll make a different choice again.
Exactly! That's why we just need to kill them! Based. Dude, the women will be alright. They just need a little guidance here. We just need a little guidance here. She already thinks that criminals cannot be corrected. She just needs a guiding hand to get her to the correct solution for that problem. If you can't fix a criminal, you must remove them permanently.
Wow, well, thank you guys so much for your time. And is there one last message you'd like to give the people about potential the rise of communism or freeing the people inside the prisons?
Just like free yourself from the own prison in your heart, and then maybe we can get somewhere.
So underneath the DSA...
Exactly. Harden your heart. The road ahead will be paved with blood.
The Democrat Socialists of America, they actually want to defund the police and abolish prisons. In fact, Zora Mandami was watching the World Cup with prisoners of Rikers Island. That lady wants, she even said herself, just to be on the street. It's a bit crazy. Can you be a communist and also be an American patriot at the same time?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
What do you think about the rise of ideas like communism and socialism here inside of America?
Are you serious? Do you think that that's a serious concern?
Yeah, I do actually. For instance, there's like a big group called DSA, Democrat Socialists of America, and right now they just published a thing saying they want to get rid of President, Senate, and Supreme Court.
It sounds so radical, like abolish the Senate, abolish the Supreme Court, like et cetera, but it's not. Like those are the things that need to happen in order to have a political system that actually like works for working people.
So whenever people are like, oh my God, they want to get rid of the president, I was like, well, I don't know what we would call it in the future. We could call it the head honcho of whatever.
Yeah, I haven't heard that. That sounds like an extreme position. I don't think kind of socialism in America is represented generally by that point of view. So
the mayor of New York is a member of DSA. What do you think about the rise of communism here inside of America? The ideas of communism.
I don't think I would agree with the premise of the question.
Dude, that hairline is brutal.
How would you rephrase it?
Or let me just answer that
God.
I don't think
Dude, that's crazy, man.
communism is rising in America.
What do you think about some of the ideas that are becoming very popular here inside the United States?
I'm a professor here at NYU, and I can tell you those are not communist ideas, right? Those ideas can belong to a social justice agenda or a left
What is that on the Norwood scale, guys? That's crazy.
liberal agenda, but I wouldn't describe those as communism. So I think in order for your question to work, the assumption that communism equals those things needs to be rectified.
You got these professors and these teachers and stuff like that. They're also agreeing with this kind of stuff and stuff
We
like
just talked to a professor at NYU, and she said those are more like left-leaning ideas. She didn't refer to them as socialist or communist-like ideas.
Oh, of course, yeah. To me, it's all the same. It's all the same. It's just different degrees of it, that's all.
What's the truth about the rise of communism here inside the United States?
There's a few things. So one, a lot of our younger generation, they've been taught about Nazism and fascism. They have not been taught about communism. They have not seen the little black book of communism. They've not seen the piles of skulls. They have no idea. People like myself are actually from Russia. We know what the reality of communism is. To them, it's this la-di-da sort of fantasy life. After all, Karl Marx himself was an unemployed loser who sat there writing about things that he was just making up, pontificating. There was no connection between him and reality, not at all. So that's one thing, right? The other thing is that we have, I think someone called John Doyle, who's on the internet, he refers to it as, what was it, gay race communism, right? So it's not just white liberals with communism. It's now also this like weird anti-white, anti-oppression, this idea that the only way to make up for some sort of white guilt people have is to redistribute assets, and it has to be done in these kind of multicultural, sort of largely failing cities. And then there's a third thing, and I think this thing is something that's very scary and we have to really be aware of.
And remember this guy, because we'll be coming back to him in just a moment. He actually has something very interesting to share. And while we're making this video, we want to make sure that all perspectives and opinions are heard. And one way I do this is by using a tool called Opus Clip. Opus is more than just an sweet.
Use it. I guarantee you can use it.
I think this thing is something that's very scary and we have to really be aware of. Not everyone knows about this. It's called the Red-Green Alliance, which is basically that Islamism, which is very much focused on conquering the West, has seen that the best way to infiltrate the West is to undermine its nationalist institutions through communism, because communism always inherently has been anti-nationalist and has been obsessively humanist and obsessively egalitarian, right? So it wants to abolish borders, it wants to abolish nations. It's all about class and it's all about everyone being one soup of humanity. And these Islamists are smart. People don't know this. In the 1979 Islamic Revolution in Iran, the Ayatollahs rallied all the students with communism. We're going to be together. And then the minute they overthrew the Shah, all their heads were cut off. That was the end of that.
And why do you think communism is kind of on the rise here inside the United States?
Fear. Americans are scared. They're scared of losing what they have. They're afraid of minorities. They're afraid of women's rights or women. So I think it's all fear-based. I am married into a family who escaped communism, and we are far from that. I think people like to throw around the word communism because they want to scare people so that they won't vote for other things because of fear of communism.
And right now, here in the biggest city of America, you have a mayor who is a member of the Democrat Socialists of America.
That's right.
What's the truth about this organization?
The truth is that if you actually look in Africa or Southeast Asia, you'll find some of the most horrifically totalitarian regimes have the word democratic in it. It turns out that putting the word democratic into something doesn't actually make it democratic. In fact, if it was democratic, you probably wouldn't have to call it that in the first place, right? So
well, it's like what Democratic People's Republic of Korea, I think is what it's called.
Democrat socialists are just a form of communism trying to pretend that, oh, well, we're just like Norway. Well, first of all, Norway is funny how they use Norway as an example. It's like 90% white. But second of all,
exactly. Hey, you know, I'm all for socialism if we want to follow the Norway model.
Norway has a very high tax rate, despite having very high average income to begin with. What they are is they are just communists with that racial sort of animus. There is really no collectivist.
You know, if our goal is to mirror Norway, then we should do it in all facets of life.
movement that is A, not Marxist, and B, and they admit this, they say we're trained Marxist, and B, there is no socialist movement that is not, the idea of a democratic socialist is comical, because socialism is about the seizure or control of private property. You can't vote your way out of rights. You can't, it's not democratic because you use the force of government to seize people's assets or to regulate their assets.
Dude, I wonder how far you could infiltrate, like, the fucking libs. If you're like, yeah, guys, I really think we should just, like, adopt socialism, but on, like, a national scale. You know, I think nationalize socialism, like, that's the way forward. So vote for me, guys. We're gonna have, like, real national socialism here. Like, I wonder how far you could actually make it in certain left-wing fucking circles with that fucking talking point, because they're actually that fucking retarded, and you could just Trojan horse your way in using lefties in order to implement National Socialism.
Into non-existence. That's not democratic. That's autocratic.
And some of these ideas right now that are being pushed, like government grocery stores, or seizing the property of individuals, freezing the rent, abolishing prisons, defunding the police. What is that in reality?
Well, in reality, there's this very strange sort of Olinsky, they call it, ideal, where you basically you actively destabilize society in order to get people in their desperation and misery to turn to the same government that destabilized it for more help. The goal is to get people as dependent on this as possible. If you look at the most racist right-wing movements, the one thing they do is they kick people who they don't agree with out. Socialists don't want to kick anybody out. They want to force rich people that don't agree to stay because they need their money to maintain the system. But all these things, I mean, think about the madness of this. If what that's run by government, go to your DMV. Does that run well? Now imagine everything run like the DMV. Are these states any better? Is it better to live like this?
We talked to a lot of college-age students and people that work at colleges today, and they say this isn't really a rise of communism. They say it's more like left-leaning ideas.
Of course it's communism. You can try to name it anything you want. The distinctions are pathetically non-existent. You argue, well, no, we're not like a communist. We just want to vote you into having no property and like the government controlling everything, but it's not communist. The name is not what matters. What matters is what it is. And what it is excessive government control over every aspect of your life.
What do you guys think about capitalism?
These are really good questions. Yeah, this is crazy. I would say that capitalism, you know, in its true form, not awful, but right now we're currently in late stage capitalism, and that's affecting everybody. The cost of a bagel should not be $7. The cost of a matcha should not be $10. And currently, you know, so much of America is living paycheck to paycheck on minimum wage, and minimum wage is no longer even covering the cost of life, like necessities like rent and groceries. And that's clear that capitalism isn't effective in our daily lives anymore.
And what would be your solution?
I think, you know, what Mom Donnie is doing right now is really great, like trying to make things more accessible, trying to encourage like rent stabilization, even making, like, I know it hasn't happened yet, but like the bus fare is free, little things like that, trying to control the price of groceries. Like, those are the things that we can do that are small but have a huge impact on people's daily lives.
How come we're starting to see this rise of Democrat socialism, or some people even say it's like the rise of communism?
Like, why are we seeing it?
Yeah, why do you think it's becoming a popular issue?
Oh, I mean, I think it's because people are finally like realizing that capitalism isn't working anymore, especially late stage capitalism. Like, people know that they're paying most of their paycheck on their rent and their groceries, and then they're no longer able to have a fun bagel or go out and get a drink with their friends because a beer is $12. Like, people see it in their daily lives and they're realizing that this is no longer working for them. And I also think that with the rise of the internet, people are able to see how this is working for countries in Europe, where they do have free healthcare.
See, this is the problem with women, is they don't look to the next level. It's like, okay, well, who owns your bagel shop that is charging you $7 for the bagel? Who's charging you $12 for the beer? You know, that's what you need to look into. It's not necessarily the system that's the problem. It's the players, you know? But, you know, again, that requires like actual third and, you know, fourth level thinking on certain topics.
And they do have, you know, low grocery prices, low cost of living prices, and they're still able to afford being a human being.
Would you rather have capitalism or communism?
Well, communism, as it is in the Marx Engels Communist Manifesto, has never been implemented in society. You know, they say in the Communist Manifesto that communism is primed for countries like England, America, and I think the Netherlands, as it was, you know, when they wrote it in the 1800s. So.
Yeah, back when it was like 98% white.
Oh, when they implemented it in Russia and China, they bypassed the sort of systems of industrialization needed to make communism effective. And so I think that we've never seen communism work. We've never been able to see it work in systems where it's applicable. And so I don't think I can answer that question correctly without like fully seeing a system of communism in effect.
Would you like to see a fully communist America?
I think that there's so much in our system right now that would not allow.
Communism would maybe, and I say maybe, with a very, very, very high degree of not likely, it would maybe work in a completely homogenous, you know, ethnic group that had extremely similar religious beliefs, social norms, and a shared culture. That is the only way it could ever possibly work. So you would have to have the most homogenized group of people imaginable. Like a place like Japan, it could probably work.
Out for that, and I think that being like, especially like a quick switch would not work, but I would like to see late stage capitalism kind of taken back a little bit.
Out of China, Soviet Union, Cuba, Venezuela, what's been your favorite form of communism?
Well, again, like I said before, those aren't real forms of communism.
Why do you think oftentimes people flee communist countries like Venezuela or like Cuba to come into a capitalist country like America?
Yeah, we need state-mandated nationalism. That's what we need in the U.S. because we have too many diverse groups, even within, the same ethnic groups. So we're not like German or English or Scottish or Irish. Even whites in America are very divided among ethnic lines. So, yeah, we need like state-mandated nationalism in order to unify the population. So, yeah, communism would not work in the U.S. at all.
Because it's not real communism. When you have those states in effect where it's not actual communism, it's more authoritarianism and totalitarianism, and these regimes emerge also by a byproduct of American interventionism. People aren't happy.
Not really anymore. All right, here we go. Number one example. Protestants versus Catholics versus Orthodox and Methodist, Baptist, evangelicals in general. You have, Anglicans, you have Episcopal, even within just religious confines, people don't agree on shit. So, again, under something like communism, the state would also have to take control of religion, too. So, good luck getting everybody to agree on that.
Because there's clear inequalities that exist. People are unable to live, and that's why they flee these countries. Again, not real communism. So I don't think it's fair to say that like people are fleeing these communist countries when in reality it's a totally different state of affairs.
We talked to a lot of these younger folks over by NYU, and some of them said that they don't think there's such a thing as a rising communism.
Because they actually never lived it. They don't know what it's like. I'm not saying they're not educated. They're book educated.
Yeah, they don't think communism is even rising here. Yet the mayor of New York City has said that he's actively freezing the rents. He wants to have government-run grocery stores. That's something you'd see in Cuba or Venezuela. Not something you'd see here inside the United States. You already have food stamps.
Well, he already said he was going to do free groceries. Now they're not free anymore. Now they're discounted. So
also he said about free MTA, mass transit. Can't do that either.
They also want to start taxing the rich even more. Do you think we should tax the rich more, or should we eliminate the fraud that's happening here inside the United States?
We should eliminate the fraud in a lot of the programs that are not hitting who needs it.
The rich people have carried, and I'm only going to say New York, carried this state for a long time. Now we're just starting to see people are moving out. Companies, you got Chase that went down to Texas. You got half of the stock market just went down to Texas. So it's just black and white right there.
What do you think about the rise of communism here inside the United States?
Well, it's actually a reality. Not a lot of people take it seriously, I would say. For example, my background, right? I was born in Peru, South America. So I actually know how it is to live this. I was born in the 85, so I saw how bad it is and how it affects.
Yeah, that's the thing, bro, is the Democrats, I think, really overplayed their hand on the whole Hispanic migration thing in the one aspect that Latino guys are becoming a lot more fucking based. Like, Hispanic males, especially those that emigrated from some third world hellhole, are becoming increasingly more right-wing, which is not something they counted on at all. Because in generally speaking, the only left-wing issue that a lot of Hispanics actually agreed on in the past was the whole immigration issue, and they're actually shifting very heavily on that. Because even they think there's way too many fucking people coming in now.
People actually, right? I came over here when I was very young. I served in the military, right? I'm a veteran, and I see what's happening. People think that they have everything for granted.
Are they based in Christ pill? That's right, dude. But nah, Hispanic men in particular have shifted very heavily to the right, and that's probably going to keep continuing.
Don't really appreciate what it costs to.
I mean, look at Latin America itself, bro. Like, I think, for the first time ever, Latin America as a whole is predominantly run by right-wing governments. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that is the case now. Is the majority of Latin American governments are actually right-wing. So it's not just a trend in the U.S., it's an overall trend with the demographic as a whole.
Fight for freedom. When you get out of here, like when I was deployed, right, you see what the real world is, People fighting in...
Let's put it this way, man. I would much rather have Hispanic immigration than like fucking Moroccans or, you know, Nigerians or Syrians or whatever Europe's getting flooded with. You know, Hispanics for the most part are pretty chill. So, like, you know, they're not going around going rape, 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 rape.
Different countries just for a piece of food or water.
So would you say to those people that don't think what's going on is a rise of communism, would you say they're being misled?
Oh, absolutely. It's just that they don't care. And actually, when they see people like, I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for this, but the mayor we have, right? All the promises, he's telling people free buses, free this, free that. Again, where's the money coming from? There's no money, you know? And instead of that, now you're raising taxes, right? And all the people, wealthy people, that actually create jobs to make more money going somewhere else. Now where you get the money from?
Why do you think communism is on the rise, and what do you think about communism?
I think communism sells. It's such a simple idea and message. It obviously doesn't work at all, but it's something that you could so easily say to a young, naive college person or young person in general. You can say everything should be free, and healthcare should be free, and universal, and education should be free, but people don't really understand the ramifications behind that statement. So, I mean, this is nothing new. People have been trying to sell the idea of socialism and communism for years and years and years. I mean, obviously, in pre-Soviet Russia, you had communism. That's where a lot of it started. You had the Mensheviks and the Bolsheviks, and the Mensheviks were kind of like your main...
Griff is gay for Hispanic men confirmed, not just Hispanic men.
Stream run-of-the-mill Democrat, and then you had the Bolsheviks. This was way back in like the 1800s, 1900s, and the Bolsheviks came in. They were kind of like the DSA activists of today, and they said, well, the Mensheviks and the Democrats aren't being radical enough, and they aren't promising you all the things that we're promising you. We can give you free education and universal health care and all these great things, and then they never deliver. So that happened back in the day. It's just like a recurring ideology. History is a big fat circle, and it's happening again because it's such an easy thing to sell, but it's never worked. Didn't work in Russia or the Soviet Union or China or Venezuela. Communism never works, but it's such an easy idea to try to convince people to vote others in with. So I hope that people read because those who know history do not repeat it. So we just have to teach kids why it doesn't work.
What does it mean to be a part of the DSA and be a Democrat socialist? What's that actually mean?
So DSA is the Democratic Socialists of America, and it's very, very scary. And the Democratic Socialists of America, they are using the Democratic wing of politics to Trojan horse all of their ideas through, but they're very different than mainstream Democrats. What these Democratic Socialists of America want to do is usher in communism and destroy America from within. And I'm not being dramatic when I say that, because there are many DSA members who are online all over X, you can look it up, saying we want to take down the American empire from within. We want to destroy Western civilization. They're vastly different from the left. They want to destroy all of the institutions that we hold near and dear here in America. They basically want to root out everything that our founders worked so hard to build and start again, just like the Bolsheviks did way back in the day. Repeating cycle, it's terrible.
Interesting fact came out that Zohar Mamdani actually makes more than the vice president and people like Pete Hegseth.
This is what's most hilarious to me, because he is an immigrant from Uganda. He came here and is experiencing one of the greatest American dream success stories. So his parents were not from here.
He also says America was built on white supremacy.
He said that? Of course he did. They all say that, but it's not. So he's an immigrant.
It was, though, because white people are goated. There's a reason why everyone wants to come here and not anywhere else in this continent. You know? It's time to just admit it, guys. We Europeans are the best. So, own it.
From Uganda came here and is making more money than the vice president of the United States as the mayor of New York City, and he wants to tax you more money. But they never look inward. So the thing with these champagne socialists is they're always going to be looking to grab money from anybody but themselves, and they're going to enrich themselves in the process. So I'm not surprised at all that he's making more money than our vice president and many other high-ranking political officials. And what is Mamdani doing? He's the mayor of New York City. He's basically in charge of the subway systems.
Nah, dude, this is a white chick. She's just very heavily spray tanned. She's very fucking heavily spray tanned.
The trash cans and keeping the streets clean. Somehow he's still managing to mess all of it up.
One of my cousins is like this. She like has the fucking bronzer on max. So she has the same skin tone and she's very much white, but very obsessed with fake tans.
But his role is not that intrusive, yet he's making so much money. And before this, his only other job was that he was a rapper. We need to bring back merit, and we need to kick these socialists out of the country.
She's literally black. That's right, dude. But yeah, that's just one of those white chicks that way over fucking tans. Way over tanned. Does my cousin have OnlyFans? No, but I'll check for you, man. I'll get right on that. I'll ask her right now. See, I don't mind a chick that's tanned, but she's got to have the tan lines to match. Otherwise, nah. That just means it's not as good, bro. I don't know. It's got to be natural tan, you know, because some of the pale white skin has to remain. Otherwise, monkey brain don't go brr. Go to the gym? Maybe. The gym, I think, is the cause of my sleep schedule being so fucked. Going to the gym is bad. I agree, man. Maybe I should just fucking, you know, sloth max. Let's see, SNK nostalgia with the 2. The hot woman at the end is intelligent. Yeah. Nah, she was pretty well informed, I will say. And also with the 2, vote for a rapper, NYC, exactly. Shoot. Yeah, that shit's crazy, bro. Yeah, the gym sucks. You can get arrested there. I know, dude. What do you mean I can't fucking take creep shots? God! Brutal, man. I have to submit my timesheet today, too. Uh-oh. I gotta get paid. I need that money. I do need that money. A lot of man. Dude, there's been, I will say, going to the gym in the morning is beneficial because the women at the gym in the morning are usually very hot. Because, you know, typically chicks don't like to get ready twice. So they go to the gym in the morning before work. So that way they put their makeup on for the day and they're good all the way till night. So a lot of the hot, like, early 20s chicks go to the gym, like, early in the morning when I have been going. So, yeah, there's been some pretty good goon material in Raymond's case if he went to my gym. But, yeah. There are actually attractive women out there. It's just too bad they won't talk to a chud like me. So, over. I
can't afford this shit!
Show them your Pokemon cards? Well, if my package would stop getting fucking delayed, then maybe I could. But yeah, it is a shame, man, but they will never even know I exist. Unless my camera flash is accidentally on. Brutal, bro. That shit was crazy. I can't go to the gym. I'll get fucking arrested. That's crazy, bro. Anyway, I guess I should go ahead and hop off. SNK Nostalgia with the 2. Raymond is alive? He is. Some way, somehow, so at least for now. Oh, and also with the 2, interesting fact, look into a woman's eyes. Impossible, man. Can't do it. Too scary. But anyway, guys, have a wonderful Friday. I forgot, it is Friday today. So yeah, I'll talk to everyone later. Maybe, just maybe, I'll be on at a normal time. Don't hold your breath, but